this is Liberty Mark 222. I just listened to a tape on organization, and I thought I was trying to talk to Patricia a little bit about it, but she doesn't seem like she's too interested in organization. But I'm very interested because I have a big problem with clutter, trying to find stuff. Even this coin business, I'm trying to find things. I don't know how to organize them very well, where I can work with the data, where I'm trying to work on our genealogy, and it's, you got a lot of data. It's hard to organize these in a usable fashion. I kind of think of the oil industry where, you got tons of data. When you log a well, or you have geophysical data, you could log it in different modes. You could have a radiation log, you could do or gamma ray, you could do a density test, or the caliper, the diameter of the hole. You can do the what is it? Sonic logs. You work them together, and you can find out what kind of formations are underground, if you get oil or gas in there, and same thing with geophysical. There's so much data there. You might have let's say 10 phones, and they set off the charge, or a thumper truck or something like this, and they're receiving all these sound waves, and they can process them. They can find out if there's different layers or whatnot. So it's when you're dealing with a lot of data and you're trying to make sense out of it, you're trying to let's say write a book. You got a lot of data, a lot of people, and try to weave it together to make a decent story, something that people are interested in. It's it's quite a art. And I was listening to J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, the first book, and they're going through Lothlorien and talking to Galadriel, and when they're going down that river Arduan, the description that Tolkien gives, and he weaves it together. He has what Frodo's thinking, and Sam says, and they have Gollum kind of tracking them, and what Boromir's saying, and they're each one of the people and the history, and he's describing the sky and the seasons and the waning moon and all this, and I'm like going, wow, these details are just fantastic. I don't have those kind of details. I can't think of those kind of details to and knowing people's psychology, history, and this J.R.R. Tolkien, I just amazed. I was just listening, I was like, wow, it's like listening to somebody weaving a braid, and the braid's got 10 different strands in it, and he's weaving it all together. I'm like going, wow, this is just amazing, just unbelievable, So anyway, what's this have to do with organization? Well, I just got through listening to this, what's her name? Oh, here it is. Julie Morgenstein. I don't know if you can see organizing from the inside out. Okay. And she was going, I think it was very interesting how she described organization, because she's not trying to fit you into some kind of mold and saying, okay, you need to go pile everything up, throw away half of the stuff, and there's some different sayings, if you haven't used it in 2 years, throw it out, or if you don't use it, throw it out. I don't know. There's people have different ways of dealing with it. And what she was saying was that everybody has different psychological needs. Like some people, they accumulate things. He was saying this about people that went through the depression, or children of people who went through the depression, is they have a need to kind of have a stockpile, or kind of preparing if you don't have extra, you know. And like my dad, he went through the depression. He was born in 32, and so I think I got a little bit of that in me as far as accumulating things. I'm definitely a pack rat, and instead of condemning you and saying, oh, you know, that's bad to be a pack rat, you know, you shouldn't accumulate, you know, she was just saying, okay, you just need to you have to well, first of all, you have to analyze the situation and see what it's costing you, as far as time, money, wasted time, and what are your goals? What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to have a less stressful life? Are you trying to maximize your space? I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons to be more organized. I mean, for me personally, it's if you're disorganized, it causes you to procrastinate on a lot of things, and I don't really like procrastinating. So, but I don't like to make snap decisions either. So, I got like a kind of a quandary. I had to take a drink of coffee there. It's about 5:30 here. 5:38. Beautiful sunset, isn't it? There's all these windmills all over, big ones. I never seen these before. I guess they've been built in the last 10 years or so. 62 miles to Hays. That's where my mom was born, Hays, Kansas. So, anyway, you got to evaluate who you are. So I'm looking at that, and I was thinking about how she was saying how you use a space efficiently, and use all the things in that, and things you don't really use that much, you could put it on off-site storage, or probably you could just box it up and stick it in a place where you're not using it that much. That's probably the easiest thing to do. But it's hard for me to throw away things. I tend to, if there's any kind of value at all, I don't want to throw it away. Or I want to, she could say, now you could just give it to different people, or sell it, or throw it. It might be just totally unusable. You need to throw it away. Or maybe you want to store it and do something with it later. This is really cool. I can just hear it in Kansas and talk like this. You know, one thing about a car is that you got your own personal space, and you can just say what you want to say. I really like that a lot. I like to be able to talk out loud and kind of sort out my thoughts. I have a lot of things spinning in my mind. I like to think a lot. It's a very enjoyable thing to be. I like to be creative and think of solutions of different problems. That's I think that's a very enjoyable thing. I've been thinking about a company where, like, I like to do engineering stuff. I got an engineering degree in geology, and I like to plan things and to write it down. That's a very useful thing to do too. Seems like our whole culture's gotten away from engineering, or they don't like to call it engineering. Basically, you're planning things for people. evaluating it, weighing the cost, evaluating the time and the amount of money it would cost, what kind of resources it'd take to build something. Basically, that's what an engineer is. And a lot of these programs on the computer have really, I guess they've really assisted that in a lot of ways, but it's cut down on the number of engineers. I remember watching a program, they were talking about how they were designing these locomotive engines, and it would take 100 engineers working on calculations, all the stresses and all the the little gadgets inside the locomotive to build one. And now, I don't know, I guess they can do it with one person or something, but so I guess in some ways computers have made it really a lot easier to work. You got tons more information. You can do tons more work and calculations than you could ever do by hand. So much faster. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to have people planning things and to create and to think and to people say that there's a shortage of jobs, but there's never a shortage of jobs. The way I look at it is there's always a need for work. If somebody has a problem and you can solve their problem, then that's work. And all you have to do is talk to a person for 5 minutes and find out that they've got a problem. And if you can solve that problem for them, and if they could pay you for it, then you got a job. I could talk to somebody at the gas station. I could talk to somebody in the library. I mean, if anybody you get to know, just like Patricia's uncle, he was saying how his uncle was sick and he needed somebody to watch over him. Well, we could watch him, and he thinks that we could do it, and he can trust us. So, okay. So what's this have to do with the organization? I'm just thinking out loud. I'm kind of brainstorming here, and this is my kind of outlet to do it. So, anyway, okay, I'm going to stop the video right now. I'm going to think about some other things and talk about it later. Thanks. This is Liberty Mark 222.